I'm in one of these, like, I don't know, like comfy pajama-y type thing going on. Actually, I think I want this one. Welcome, everyone. Good morning. It's 9:05 Eastern Time. Thank you for joining in. I'm just going to wait a couple minutes for some more people to log in. I'm at a different angle because I needed more desk space. But any event, let me find let me find a jam to put on. And then we can get to some stuff going down. Yeah. Let's find, let's do a Lauren Daigle. Let's do Hold On to Me. Sorry that took a little while. I was just thinking of the songs. So, well, this is just playing in the background. Today's 12/12, y'all. 12/12/2021. We think 2021. Doors you open, hold on to me. Entanglement theory. Always holds on. Leaves the 99 for the one. Quantum style. Hold on. I haven't reached the end. Hold on to me when I forget. I need you. When I let go, hold me again. This is about the surrender. So we talk a lot about owning your power. You have to be able to do the opposite in 3D in order to move past the third dimension. So if you don't understand both ends of that duality of owning your power and then also laying it at the altar and surrendering it all to the greater universe or God, right? Both of those things you have to understand before you can, open your third eye and receive the cosmic Christ, consciousness of understanding. The alpha and omega, really, at the end of the day, metaphorically speaking. So, let me lower this a little bit. So last night, let's start with last night. I wake up at like the tingling of the sun, and most times before that. So, I'm usually up at 5:30 just because naturally, I receive downloads at that time. So, so this morning, before the sun came out, like many of you know, I have many colleagues, friends, researchers in much of the science community. Let's just put it that way. So there were record breaking tornadoes that happened in Tornado Alley, which is also the same region of the Madrid fault in that area, which is active. And on top of that, it just so happens to be the point where the path of the next eclipse in 2024 will be going over that point as well. Even more interesting is in 2017, when the first eclipse that we were able to see in the United States, or full eclipse anyway, crossed over that region as well. So the 2017, and I have a chart of this. I'll probably do a full lesson on it. I'm not going to do it this morning, but the 2017 eclipse across the United States and the 2024 eclipse across the United States will form an X. And the X, in the middle of the X, is that region. So, and it just so happens that 2017 and 2024 is 7 years. So that's what I'm going to share. If you all want to dig deeper into that rabbit hole, there are lots more to, a lot of more layers to pull off of that. You know, but if you're like, no, you just sound crazy, cool, you can keep on going. So that's happening right now. So that region will probably continue to see activity until 2024, when the eclipse comes, and probably some more things significant than that. In the Pacific Ocean this past week, you had a series, a cluster of earthquakes off the coast of Oregon. In the, I can't remember the name of the basin that's there, but not Arcadia, maybe Arcadia, I can't remember, but and you know, that's the San Andreas Fault. So that's interesting because that's never been documented in our you know, current historical record. What else is going on? Significant. The weeks get jumbled up for me, so I can't remember. But lots of geological anomalies, lots of weather anomalies, lots of space weather anomalies. Speaking of space weather anomalies, so there's a couple different meters and charts around the world that gauge different activity from the sun, as well as the electromagnetic field of the Earth. Usually those two things correspond. However, what we are seeing now is that the sun is not having activity, but yet the Earth is acting as if it is receiving some sort of a CME or a flare of some sort that is jacking with the electromagnetic field. When the electromagnetic field is jacked with, we are jacked with. And by we, I mean from a physicality standpoint with health. Okay, so you might feel a little more anxious, unsteady, just off. And then you also, so from a psychological standpoint, in our consciousness as well as in our bodies. So it's important to drink lots of water and to try and stay as neutral as possible. All right. So where is this coming from? Why? Now, so here's the next question that we have to ask. If that's happening, then why is that happening? How is that happening? And so this is where we get into Niribu. So Niribu is the planet My daughter had a slumber party last night, so she's upstairs playing. If you hear her scream a little bit. Her friend that's over too, her mom is awake, so we're on the same page with all this stuff. But anyway, so Niribu is the planet that the Anunnaki are from, and the Anunnaki are the ones who have been in control of our part of evolution for the last 26,000 years. This planet orbits every 26,000 years, where it comes close enough to the Earth where there is contact. Now, the Anunnaki means from heaven to earth they came. These are the who they speak of in the Bible, who came down from heaven to earth and mated with the Son of Man, and then they bore giants, right? So this is in the book of Genesis. It's also in the book of Enoch. It's in the book of Jubilees, and it's in one other book from the Dead Sea Scrolls. So the activity of UFO around the globe is ramping up, as well as obviously information can be passed much quickly now because of the internet, and because there are other outlets that the mainstream media, or big tech and big pharma and big everybody can't control, or at least because other people actually care about freedom. So there's this kind of underground news outlet where people understand that that's the real news, and the stuff that's on the TV is mostly just propaganda and or like 4 weeks behind of what's actually happening. So I totally lost my train of thought of what's going on. So Niribu is here. People have pictures of the energies in the sky because the makeup of the planet is that of petroleum. This is why you're seeing our skies have more of an oily look to them. We're getting a lot more reflection from the light, so you're getting a lot of rainbows, a lot of colors, purples, reds, oranges, and you're even getting kind of, when your car has a leak on the floor, on the ground outside, and the sun reflects the oil with the water, and it's like a rainbow of colors that kind of just like smooshes and swirls around. You're seeing that in the skies right now. So similarly, those same properties from a chemical standpoint are in the skies, and so that's why you're seeing that same reaction. What else? What else did I have? Oh yeah, pole shift. So all of this is also having to do with our magnetic poles, because when we lose our field, we lose our spin, and when we lose our spin, we have a wobble. And when we have a wobble, we have fluctuations in everything on Gaia. So you're seeing crazy weather patterns. You're seeing waters in the deserts. You're seeing lakes and rivers become deserts, lots of avalanches, just a turnover of Gaia. And that's because she's wobbling, and she's ready for a change here. So that stuff's going on too. And yeah, so I kind of wanted to just do that instead of somebody's sermon today. Also, because I hadn't watched one, because usually I watch it the morning of, like right before I come on, and because my daughter has a friend over, and I make pancakes, and the whole girls' morning thing. That's what was going on. So, gosh, I'm a hot mess, aren't I? Oh, this looks nice. All right, so let me turn this off. So I also want to talk about a couple things astrologically speaking. December is a time for things to go dormant, right? To the winter. I'm sorry, December. Yeah. December is really 10. Let's talk about that for a second. So we have no idea what month we're in from a numeric standpoint, because everything's off by 3 months. So September should be 7, not 9. I'm sorry, 2 months. September should be 7, not 9. October should be 8, not 10. December should be 10, not 12. Right? So and that was done on purpose at some point to throw us off for this time, right? Because people knew that the answers were there. They're enough that we could have a clue, right? That we would have a clue as to when the beginning would be near. I hate saying end times because painful endings are just a time for new beginnings, and so the beginning is near. And that's really what I have to focus on, because if not, the insanity of this world right now and how all of us are living completely ass backwards. This society is so sick that I just stay at home most days. I can't even go out. It just, I feel my energy being drained from me. So anyway, I don't know what I was saying. I forgot. But anyway, man. Create your own sunshine. So I was saying that the beginning is near. So yeah, so so that was done on purpose to throw us off, right? We also have 4 calendars, more than 4 really. We have the solar, the lunar, the Enochian, and then the Jajorian. And so really at the end of the day, the only thing we have to look at are the seasons, because those are the things that don't lie, right? You stay the same through the ages. And that's the heavens, for what we know of it. The new heavens and the new earth are going to come, and then it's a whole new ball game. But for right now, this is what we understand, and the sky does not lie. And Buddha actually says there's 3 things that you cannot hide: the sun, the moon, and the truth. And so, the truth is starting to come out. And, I saw a meme the other day that said, can we now start calling conspiracy theorists prophets? Because, everything that we were saying is now kind of just slowly dripping out the drain. We would like it all to just kind of come out at once, but that we realize that would be a shock to much of humanity, and so everybody has to take it in doses. But it's just like ripping a Band-Aid off slowly for many of us, and it hurts to watch. It really hurts to watch. But anyway, so we've been lied to since the beginning of time, always, because that's the point, is you have the truth and you have lies, right? That's the duality, right? And you have people trying to trick you, the devil, right? The trickster, or your alter ego, your antichrist, and then you have the one who's trying to keep the truth. And both of those things are necessary to experience anything. And so you have it, but we don't have a clue who, what, when, where, and why, other than by looking at the stars, other than by looking at the placement of the constellations, of the planets, and the evidence that we have on Gaia that tells us of the cycles, right? And so, we've been in these cycles because as we cycle, as we put into the matrix, or expression, experimentation, integration, transcendence. So as we start doing those things and we keep getting better and better and we go higher and higher, and we evolved to become who we are today, as Homo sapiens sapiens now, right? From millions of years of evolution, from natural evolution as well as artificial evolution, right? Coming from the star people or the sky, or extraterrestrials who came and seeded what was already naturally evolving on the planet. And so you see this this progression in humanity, in a split second, from a archaeological and a scientific discovery standpoint, and that's where we're at. So and so I all stand that we have come to a point in humanity where we will, let me not say we will, God will finish what he started. Okay? And by God, to your understanding, let's put it that way, to the greater one who sees all, is all, was all, will be all, right? People have different terminologies for what that is. The universe being one of them, a metaphor of sorts, or another name for it. And so we've come to a point now where we will see the culmination of what the human species is meant to be. And it's exciting, but it's also a really hard time, because scientifically or and philosophically, before the perfection, before that diamond becomes a diamond, it has to have so much force and friction in the charcoal to transform itself with under pressure, right? And so if you look at this philosophically and metaphysically speaking, that's exactly what's happening to humanity, right? We're under this great pressure. In a little bit, baby, okay? Let me finish. Okay. And so it sucks that we have to undergo it, right? We have to be the ones right at that moment who has the worst of the worst. But we have to also understand that on the flip side of this is the diamond, is the promise, right? And so from a quantum standpoint, this has a mathematical equation to it, which is beautiful as well, because as a scientist, I can understand God's mind, right? And so I talk about this in my book, is that I feel like Jesus is God, or not, well, Jesus is sacrifice, but Christ consciousness, the morality of everything that was, is, and will be, is unconditional love, right? It stems from a place of sacrifice. And then you have the mind of God, which is logic and reason and mathematics, right? And at the most basic form, it's binary, it's coding, right? And so this is where you get into artificial intelligence, and you get into ancient artificial intelligence of the theory of it being a part of what is God, or Big Bang, or the universe, or whatever it is. It's the energy of all. And where did it come from? We'll never know. Maggie, do you need to go outside, my love? Hold on one second. All right, come on. Outside. What?
I did holy.
It's on. Oh Lord. Sorry. So I forget what I was talking about. So anyway, it all works together, right? God works it all together for the good. Everything's connected in every single way. And so, at the highest level of understanding is that we are one. So fun times. Let's bring it back to here in 3D. So we can't get there though until we understand freedom and liberty. That has to be a pillar of moving forward. So the quicker people start realizing that and not taking it for granted and fighting for it, that's when we're going to start seeing the change. And it sucks that the United States is the last country that needs to get on board, because I'm pretty sure the rest of the country already is asking their governments to resign. And well, at least those governments that are corrupt. Anyways, there are some governments like Denmark, perhaps, and where they have their shit together, and then I'll deal with any of the other nonsense. But here we are, America, still fighting amongst ourselves when the problem is the establishment, the problem is government, the problem is religion, the problem is greed, the problem is capitalism and socialism. Any extreme it doesn't have to be one or the other. It has to be both. And the sooner we figure out how it can be both, the sooner we bring heaven to earth, and we have unity, and we have peace, and we have harmony, and everybody can coexist. I used to see those bumper stickers, coexist bumper stickers, and as like a Bible believing Christian, I was like, no, Jesus is the only answer. And yes, Jesus is the only answer, but people don't need not in the way that Christians think that he is. Let's put it that way. And now I'm like, no, like that's why Jesus, that like literally that's what he taught. Like, the Good Samaritan, like all of his actions were all about, who cares about all that crap? Just be a good person. It was really what his message was. Be a good person. Do the best you can, live in good conscience, and love God and love yourself, and then love others. And there's all these things that are important. And at the end of the day, you have to be in balance with who you are and who God created you to be, because we are all unique. Every thought, every person is a thought, and it's a different thought, because there can't be the same sequencing. I mean, now you can go into coding and talk about it from that standpoint. You can go into, the spirit world and go into that point. You can go, I mean, it all is the same thing, just from a different perspective. But anyway, so lots of fun stuff going on in the weather standpoint. I know I really can't get into anything else because I'll get shut down. So that's unfortunate, but yeah. I'm looking for good attorneys. I won my due process hearing against the school district that my son is in, so I'm super excited about that. That has been a battle now for almost a year. And so I need someone experienced with litigation, and civil litigation law, as well as I have a very disturbing case with a local sheriff's department. So if anybody has any great attorneys, I would love to talk to you. Very well documented, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to leave it at that today. I don't even feel like doing Enoch. I feel tired today. I'm sure a lot of other people feel that way too. They're light workers. So yeah, sometimes. All right. Thanks.